So once upon a time, before Helldivers was the talk of the town, there was an even bigger game. It's called Palworld, and it released in January. And there was a lot of controversy behind this game because it was taking off of Pokemon, some believed, and people wondered if Nintendo would sue. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that Palworld was a little bit too successful and made a little bit too much money, and the studio simply does not know how to handle this money. They don't have the department to handle finances like this. They only have around 55 or 65 people, and the head of the studio has recently come out and said, we can't handle this. We don't know how to handle this much money," which is a good problem, but could also lead to bad situations and scenarios. And then he says he's looking to be acquired by someone, say Microsoft, or make a deal with someone, which they kind of did make a deal with Microsoft already, releasing on Game Pass. But very interesting that that's the direction that he wants to go with his studio after releasing a very successful game. So we're going to get into the article here, and then I'll give you my opinion on why they want to get bought out. But in this IGN interview, so he says massive profits are too big for a studio with our size to handle. He's open to acquisition. The boss of Palworld developer Pocketpair has said the company can't handle the massive profits the game has generated. Palworld launched in January and overnight became one of the biggest games in the world, setting records not only on Steam but on Xbox Game Pass, where it is the biggest third-party game launch ever. So far, the $30 Pokemon with guns, crafting, and survival game has seen an incredible 25 million players, with 15 million copies sold on Steam and 10 million players on Xbox. Speaking in an interview with Bloomberg, Pocketpair boss Takuro Mizobi confirmed Palworld cost less than 1 billion yen, that's $6.7 million to make, and has made tens of billions of yen in profit. For context, 10 billion is around 67.2 million. So they've made hundreds of millions of dollars from this game in profit. And right here you see some pictures of Pokemon versus Palworld. Now, there's only a handful of Palworld creatures that look like Pokemon, and I really don't think Nintendo can sue because they can't. Well, one, the IP laws in the US, they're very difficult to sue over. Two, it'll be bad press because this game is so popular. And three, there's only a handful, and you can't say, for example, with this guy, you can't say, oh, our Pokemon here, we own the right, the copyright right to this cat dog looking thing with a fiery tail. Like, you can't say you own that design. They don't. Nintendo doesn't. So it would be hard to sue and win. Also, Palworld adds a lot more new things to the game than capturing Pokemon. You build, you fight with guns. It's a lot different than Pokemon, so I don't think Nintendo's going to sue. They would lose. All right, back to the article. It's an amount that is too big for a studio with our size to handle, said Mizobi, who later clarified he has no intention of expanding or offering shares in the company. So they don't want to hire more people and expand, and they don't want to offer shares in the company, meaning people buy shares and now they become part owners and help make decisions. So they're keeping it their company. So rather, he wants Pocketpair to remain small. It's currently 55 people. Mizobi said he is open to a partnership or acquisition, but insisted he has not started buyout talks with Microsoft. Microsoft, how they had to lay off tons of people for financial reasons, but I bet they'll just drop 1 billion for this studio, I bet, for this 55 people. That's what Microsoft will do. Oh, we don't have any money, and then they buy everyone. But he says they're not in talks with Microsoft. But they were probably partnered with Microsoft, I believe, because it came out on like early access or game preview pass or whatever Microsoft's doing with that. The thing where you can play unfinished games, basically. And it was only on Xbox, not PlayStation or Switch. So they had some sort of partnership with Microsoft. Perhaps more pressing, Pocketpair is in talks to bring Palworld to more platforms, suggesting a potential PlayStation 5 and Nintendo console release in the future. While Palworld is one of the biggest game launches ever, it's also one of the most controversial. Pocketpair has said its staff has received death threats amid Pokemon ripoff claims, which it has denied. Soon after launch, Nintendo moved quickly to remove an eye-catching Pokemon mod. So Nintendo did come and attack someone who made a mod which put Pokemon in the game, and I think you could capture them. So Nintendo was quick on that shit. Then the Pokemon Company issued a statement saying, "We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on intellectual property rights related to Pokemon." IGN asked lawyers whether Nintendo could successfully sue, and I assuming they did not hear anything back. So that is it for the article. I think it is very interesting how they want to be acquired. You would think they just made all this money. Why do they want to be under the foot of a huge publisher? I just think that would not be a good idea. There's many publishers who have been acquired, and once they're acquired, they just get destroyed. I mean, look at the Embracer Group, which I've made videos on, and oh, sorry, I think my video turned off. Oh, well. So I'll just go through these pictures. So yeah, look at the Embracer Group. They buy studios and then they just fire people. Another one I could think of is Ensemble Studios. They made Halo Wars 1 and Age of Empires 1 through 3. Microsoft was like, make Halo Wars. They made Halo Wars, and then after they made Halo Wars, they disbanded that studio. Palworld or Pocket, what is it? Studio called Pocketpair. Yes, Pocketpair could get acquired by, I don't know, what's a big studio? They could be acquired by Embracer Group, and then half their employees get let go. They get forced to make a certain type of game. There's many bad things that can happen. I don't know why he would want to be acquired, because normally little studios want to be acquired for financial reasons. The financial reasons is like, obviously it costs a lot of money for a studio to be up and running and making games, but apparently now they have too much money right now, so use that money to stay independent. Why do you want to be acquired? Yeah, I don't know. Also, with 55 people, I wouldn't be shocked if those 55 people are all arguing like, we should get bonuses, raises, that we should get $1 million. Robert down the hall in art design should get $1 million. You should get $1 million. It can cause a lot of internal turmoil, honestly, but I think being acquired is the last thing you would want. I would say stay independent. And I don't know why their history, their track record, they don't have any big games. They don't have any big games other than this game. Why would anyone want to acquire them? It's not like they have proof of quality. They just took a popular concept of having Pokemon-like creatures with a popular concept of building from Fortnite, with a popular concept of shooting from Call of Duty, and put it all together in some kind of rip-off game. But yet it's still fun. And I mean, look at this. They copied the chest completely. I myself would have no faith whatsoever in purchasing this studio and thinking they're going to make some quality game. I really don't think they would. Yeah, but that's just my opinion. Comment down below what you think about this. I hope this studio in the future, the money they have won't dry up and destroy them. But yep, see you guys in the next video.